Yeah, I'm gonna have to go find and listen to the album.
The album is not like that, but it's solid. I ain't gonna front. It ain't like that. Did you get a chance? Welcome to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, not doing the most, normal ass Carl. To my front, I have my man at Just Lex. Did you listen to
Carl and Just Lex?
You listen to that new Vince Staples?
Not yet.
Yeah, that was a look. So I don't like telling nobody this because one, I went after some people on the last pod and telling some stories and dropping names. So I didn't want to say like, yo, I'm out of town for a week, right? I give them motherfuckers my address and shit. I don't know what could happen, right? You dealing with idiots, man. So sometimes like I just be like, I'll be weird about shit. I blame it on old age. But I went on a vacation. We went to Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic / Amber Cove. That's where we really went to. We didn't go to the real DR. They had real DR help, like in terms of like the people helping out. And we go and
Adele wasn't letting you go to the real DR.
She would go with me.
You got DR money now.
She would go with me. I do have DR money, but she's definitely going with me. You're tripping on the boat.
She like, couldn't trust you to not go get a BBL while you was out there.
She hit me with your family's here. Bro, I was like, yo, I'm at the casino, man. I only went 3 nights out of 6. I felt like, and I lost, except for the last night. I lost then, but I pulled out early. But yeah, man, I was just like, bro, like, Carnival, let's just talk about this. Carnival is for Southeast. Right,
yeah,
and,
sure.
and I'm okay with that. Royal Caribbean, like I know the vibe ain't gonna work. Even though Carnival's for Southeast, there is still. I had an appreciation for your kind of white, right?
Okay.
Because like down south, East Coast white is Midwest white, completely different from what y'all know it to be. So I like to say there's Lex, there's El Cajon white, right, and then there's like La Mesa white. And then there's North County white. Well, we can add in East Coast and down south white. The down south people that hang out with black folks are the ones you got to be afraid of. They identify way too much with the culture, right? Wherever they from. And I knew it when I see the white girls with red hair with hand tattoos going all the way up to the elbow. See, you know what I'm talking about. Then the other white that I'm afraid of that keeps voting for Trump is the NASCAR white, right? That's my way of describing down south white folks.
Sam J has a bit about this.
Okay, go ahead,
where she breaks down the different whites, and she said the ones I'm afraid of. The ones you're describing, she calls them the woods whites.
Yeah, exactly.
The woods.
Yes,
the woods whites.
Yeah, they're different, bro. Yeah. like we're fatigued. They wouldn't let one dude off the boat
until he passed his full check.
They wouldn't let one white dude off the boat because he had on RB fatigues, and they said, yo, you can't do that in foreign countries because they go think you part of the military or something like that and try to snatch your ass up.
That's true.
Number 2, them little dogs that they be having on the ship, like they be checking them bags. Them dogs is efficient. One of them dogs hit on them bags in Grand Turks when we was in there, right? He sat right down like, hey, bro, go ahead and give me my snack. I found the shit. And my man asked, like, hey, whose bag is this? Now, I didn't see this. My aunt told us the story. But it's like, whose bag is this? Not one person stepped forward, as they shouldn't, right? Because I wouldn't be fucking with that. I guess somebody went from Oklahoma to one of these overseas countries, had a bullet in their bag. Didn't even have the gun and got 10 years. I think it was Grand Turk when they went to. And I found out that Turks is ran by the British. And so I guess the U.S. was telling the British, like, hey, we won't send nobody to that island. Now, let me tell you this. The Grand Turk that I went to, not the one that Drizzy be talking about, right? Beautiful island, great people and stuff like that. But I'm expecting, like, Resort City. I'm getting, like, welcome to Jamrock, right? And young kids, my stepson, man, he was acting up, bro. When he realized that some of the places weren't, like, all water slides and shit, like, the ungratefulness started kicking in a little bit, right? Oh, you want to play the video game, all kind of shit. You ain't got no internet, the whole nine. I said, look, my man right here that's selling these little bands right now for $5, like, he about your age. I was like, you come from a little bit of privilege, bro. Like you could be out here slinging these off real quick, for tourists, but right here you are complaining. Changed his whole. He's really insightful, so it really changed his attitude after that.
Oh, it worked.
Hell
Just
yeah.
that explanation.
Hell yeah. He told me the next day.
I don't want to be slinging bands.
I started lecturing him. He said, I know. I need to fix my attitude and be more grateful. I said,
Hey.
you know what? You're telling me to shut the fuck up, but I will because you heard me.
I will if you're saying the right way.
You heard me.
I've been doing this lecture that you talking about, the same one, for like a few years now.
You gotta give them shit though.
No, you
gotta give them the PlayStation.
They're visual learners, right? So I need this. So I'm showing them shit. Like we was watching Hardball. They didn't understand why they had to be home before the lights came on.
And that shit sucks, huh? When you think about it, because at 7 I knew.
Yeah, it's like, hey, why they can't practice longer?
Why can't they?
It's dark.
That's where you live at is privilege. Yeah.
And then they got
my kids ask me, why is he sleeping there?
Yeah, that too. No, the thing is, the ones that carry everything with him in a big cart. He was like, "Oh, he's got all the stuff." I said, "No, Gee, that's all his stuff."
He just found it today.
If you're able to take all your stuff with you, you don't got a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and if it says Ralph's on your cart,
it wasn't clicking.
Yeah,
it wasn't even the big Costco cart. It was like the tiny.
Oh shit!
The tiny joints.
Oh, he got it from Big Kmart.
Oh man.
The Wrigley's. Wrigley's was the other spot.
We're just finding little things to watch to be like.
You might want to scoot that headphone box closer to you. I see you struggling a little bit.
No, I did. We cool now. Matter of fact, while we here, for my melanated brethren.
I meant to say that. Yeah.
So I
was like, yo, is that aloe?
I've been out in the sun all weekend.
Nah, but
right?
I saw the top of that right foot. And
it's the foot, man.
Nah, what had me laughing, because you heard me laughing earlier before we started, is that you put that shit in the refrigerator for the cooling
it hit
effect.
Different. It hit different when it's in the fridge.
That's when you know you burn easily. When you got the...
No. I don't even burn easily no more. The thing is, my feet ain't been out in a while.
Dog.
And so, once you get to this right there, it's going to get...
Like, from your shin down, you look 55.
That's because I got the 2nd-degree burns 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So just for...
he's serious as out. Step on my joke.
We got some YouTube... some YouTube, content. Y'all been watching
that's
me
crazy.
Lather up one time.
So it don't hurt when you take a step?
No, this just happened, so it'll hurt tomorrow. It ain't set in yet.
Damn. My daughter came back dark as hell, so she looks like an aborigine, right? Because she got the fair hair, and then he got a little darker too. He darker than this little guest chair that we got here.
They just been out in Chula Vista all week. It was beautiful this weekend.
Was it?
Yeah.
Somebody told me it rained the other day.
Not in Chula Vista.
Oh, that's crazy.
But it's been like, we've been out. I think we was out like at the park like 7 hours in the past 2 days, and they got dark too. And I'm over here just hating. Like I got darker too.
But they dark.
But I'm like, yo, I've
yours
been out,
don't glisten.
I've been out here working. Yeah, I told him, I was like, hey man, and he told me, because I was telling him, I was like, man, you got the best skin, man. Look, I'll be trying to. You've been out for an hour. Look how dark. Even though he got the farmer tan because he had a shirt on. And he's like, yeah. I was like, that's why I have my shirt off all the time, because I don't want to look. Because when I do it, it looks crazier on me. You got good skin. He said, I don't want my skin, right? I thought we was about to go down a rabbit hole.
Oh shit! You was about to tell him to love himself.
Especially because he said, oh, I want to be Peach. And I said, oh shit, you taking this want to be like dad shit a little too serious.
That's crazy.
Because I was like, why do you want to be Peach? He said, because I asked Alexa, is there any peach people in California? And she said no. I said, yeah. I was like, yeah, because I'm kind of peach, but I don't think it'll be classified as peach.
Who said this?
Alexa.
No.
Oh, no, Zeke said this.
Okay.
And then so...
You do a voice that lets me know it's him, or like the way the wording is that lets me know it's him?
And so I said, okay. I was like, nah, you can't be peach. I was like, you don't want to be... He's like, nah, I don't want to be brown. So I'm like, oh, shit, self-hate coming. And he said, I was like, why don't you want to be brown? Because acorns are brown, and I don't like acorns. I said,
crazy.
Word, I feel you.
Yeah, acorns is kind of crazy.
And they said, I don't want to be white either. I said, okay.
All right.
We're okay with that one.
We're going back, shifting back to the pendulum.
I was like, why not? Because clouds are white, and when clouds are out, that means it's windy. Hey, man, if you got your own...
he got his own agenda.
If you got it, whatever.
So he wants to be Mexican.
But the thing is,
shout out to my brown brethren.
I know for sure Adele had to have gotten darker out there.
Yeah, she did. And when she get darker, she get a little mustache that come through, like a little skin mustache. She gonna get mad I said this. Dude, they've been killing, the homies been killing me. They've been spot on too. I know I've been just like in the cloud, because I posted a photo of her on Mother's Day, and they was like, yeah, she about to get you. And sure enough,
you posted the wrong one.
I came here And when I got home, she's like, yo, you posted that fucking picture? I was like, God damn, man.
I said the same
Even
thing.
Jonah said it. I like Jonah. Like, chill, man. Like, don't be in sync with my girl without even talking to her. Like, you.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I feel like when he be right, like I know that like when I get home, it's going like he say certain shit sometimes. I'm like, man, what the fuck, man. But yeah, Carnival. Oh yeah, back to my point. Yo, so that is the Southeast like cruise line. It was after Puerto Rico where it hit me where I was like, oh, they got me, right? Because Amber Cove is in the Dominican Republic, but it's on a remote island, right? So I'm like, yo, why does this port look like... No, it was Grand Turk, but Dominican Republic's when I first realized it. I'm like, all right, this is like just a little port that y'all built. So I go and Google this shit real quick on the ship. And they put like $1 billion into it, you know, about $2 billion or whatever. Real nice place. They got real Dominicans working there, right? You know, you can see some of them got some work done for the cheap over there, you know. And then we go to Grand Turk, and I was like, yo, this port looked the same as Amber Cove, right? But then when you go off into they was trying to hit you for $175, $180 a person for the excursion, and like going through renting the golf cart was $200. I said, that's crazy. Shit, $40 or whatever in Dago. I could ride around Torrey Pines and see all of Dago from there, all the cool spots at least. I was like, no. So I go off into the city in in Turks though, right? Give me the taxi. I want to take y'all taxi service. Drop me off downtown. Downtown ain't no downtown. It's just like a collection of houses and a few food trucks, right? And there's a guy with a very rusted up bike, right? He looked like somebody that would be like the interlude of a Drake video where he want to show you that he's really with the culture, right? And he's like, hey, man, where you guys going? I was like, hey, we're going to ATM real quick. He just started walking with me, right? He you know, obviously he wasn't dressed the best, right? And he had the rusted up bike, but he had an Apple Watch on, but no iPhone, right? And I thought that was kind of crazy. And he was like, yeah, I just got this. I said, I don't want to know how you got it, but it's cool. He walked with us, with me, my wife, and my kids for like a mile and then walked back. He walked us all the way to show us the ATM, waited for him. He said, I was going there anyway. Didn't pull any money out. And I gave him $3 for walking with us, right? I was like, hey, man, I appreciate you. I looked at his feet. He had on some old-ass Vans. And I remember when we got there, somebody said, oh, yeah, we get Amazon packages here, too. I was like, damn, I might want to send my man some shoes or something. Like, you know, he was cool. And all the people there, black people, black Caribbeans and stuff like that. Hey, how y'all doing? Oh, y'all good? Y'all with him? He's the security guard of the town. They got police officers, no guns, everything there. Miami donated. The fire truck says donated by Miami Fire Department. And they was like, we ain't got no crime. He's like, we ain't got no beggars. Everybody got a place to stay at. He's like, if y'all shit wasn't here, we'd be in the house because it's too hot. Meanwhile, I'm looking at white people burning up at the beach, right? And I said, yeah, that's some colonizing shit. I can see that. But best macaroni and cheese I've ever had in my life, hands down. You know, shout out to my Aunt Ray. I know that you was taking the cake, but that Caribbean joint was just crazy. But the port, that just let me know. The guy said, yo, Carnival didn't even want to do an excursion place here. He was like, they started doing it 15 years ago, but this was the only location that they can get. He's like, you bring your money to Turks. He was like, any of the islands. He was like, it's a money drain. He was like we don't really have shit popping off unless you guys put money in here and make it a destination. He's like, we're not really mad about it though, because when y'all come here, that's when our economy goes up a little better. So I just noticed that Carnival will be going in here giving you these pseudo things and like trying to get you to buy shit or whatever. You got to go out into the town, go holler at them people, because that shit that they drop you off at the port, a lot of people just stopped there. Was buying Grand Turk shirts from in there. Yeah. And I was like, that's bullshit. Like, bro, you're not even really in Turks until you get into one of these cars and drive out. So, great trip. I did it because my kids, I wanted them to at least leave out the country and shit and like be able to experience something. The plane situation with kids under 10 is crazy, so it's easier just to fly and be on a boat and know what time we need to get back. Let the boat take care of it. They take care of the food and everything. Kids got stuff like to do on the way there. It was dope. But they not going nowhere with me for another 4 years. Tired of him, right? Yeah, I dropped him off with his dad. And I had been telling him I was going to take him today. I was like, man, I took him right when we got off the plane. I just lied to him because I didn't want him to ask me the whole time. You know, hey, I want to go to my dad's and see how he's doing. Yeah, I'm gonna take you there probably tomorrow, bro. All right, and he just stopped talking. I just took him there, right? So yeah, man. Other than that, I'm good. What's up with you, bro? Do I look darker?
No.
Okay, cool.
You cool.
I don't want to get too dark. I want to be black like this, just not too black.
Actually, I'm not gonna front, man. Since you told me my my knee down, my legs are 55, I'm a little hurt by it. Not because you said it, because it's probably true.
Yeah, like
I
didn't mean to do you like this, but like
I haven't been able to focus because I was looking, right, because it's May, it's nice out now. We still got some clouds in the morning, but like I was looking at, okay, I've been wearing some of the shorter shorts today, and I'm like, damn, man, like the different colors between my shins and my thighs is crazy.
Yeah, like the pale part is 35 for sure.
And I'm trying to
get 27.
But the whole thing is, like, my legs used to be like super nice. Like I would get compliments on them.
Yeah.
But ever since I got them burns,
how'd you get burned?
Day fading down at J Street Marina.
Oh, just being outside.
So we was out, and then like it was one of those, you know, when it's not hot, you're not thinking about it.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting under a tree, we having a picnic and shit. We day fading, and my legs is sticking out, and then the tree is blocking me. My legs is wide the fuck open, and we was sitting there for hours. And so I finally had to get up to go pee, and we get up. I get up and I go to the bathroom real quick, and this is I'll speak for white people. When you know what you fucked up is I'm outside, right? Once I go indoors and I feel the heat, I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to get burned. Like I know it's coming.
Yeah. But
me, it's like, this ain't my first rodeo. I've been sunburned before. It can't be that crazy. But not knowing like this is about to be the worst burn I've ever had in my life.
How long did it take you to heal?
Well, normally a normal sunburn, which I haven't got since I've been able to hold a lot of my color now. I haven't really got something since COVID. But like a normal sunburn, within a week, I'm peeled and ready to go. This one, I had to peel so much. This was like a 2.5, 3 week thing. And it was hurting, right? So my whole legs messed up. I couldn't shower. Even the smallest pressure touching my legs hurt. The aloe vera, I would rub it on, and this shit's like real medicine. Like it works. But this one, as soon as I rubbed it on, it just... You ever watered a plant that ain't been touched and that shit just soaks right in and you're like, damn, it's like I didn't even water this shit.
No, so that's how it was?
I got no relief except for when I actually rubbed it on. I couldn't even sleep with the thinnest sheet over me because just any contact. And I was like, I'm about to cry.
Did you go to the doctor?
I went to work.
You didn't go to the doctor?
Nah.
Bro, they probably would have skin grafted you.
Maybe.
Because you know, like, I'm not
at that point in my life, I wasn't going to the doctor. I'm barely going to the doctor now.
Say, like, I mean, because your legs, they kind of look like, you remember?
Oh, she got more.
Yeah, you try to hit me with the sentimental shit, but because they don't hurt.
No, go for it. If it's funny.
No, I know, but like, you remember like the little cargo shorts that teachers used to wear? Jane Gotwig? like
Jane Gotwig.
Yeah, like you got like those, like if I did one of these, like that's why. I always wonder why though. All right.
I've always wondered why. You had questions.
I've seen the tone before. We've been here before this. Yo, you just started wearing the right shorts.
Nah,
like,
man. Well, shit. I mean, I feel like I told the story before. I would have told it sooner.
No, I never knew that story.
But
like, yeah, it touched me. Pause.
No, I wasn't looking for sympathy.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
No, you got it from
the
me.
way you described my legs was funny. So I was just letting you know how it got to be that.
Yeah, the
point.
way you said. But I'm glad. Well, he said I couldn't concentrate.
No, because I'm like, damn. Because I'm over here like, because I'm cognizant about how I'm aging, right? So it's like I drink plenty of water. I try to be like I know I got to do a little bit more work to kind of keep pace.
That's crazy that we hit that switch though.
Aging with all my friends.
I've definitely been taking long looks in the mirror. I had a whole conversation with JD about like getting hair transplants.
Yeah, but not even just that. I'm just talking about skin.
Just in general though. I'm saying that we're all super cognizant of shit that like 15 years ago we weren't even thinking about.
And then even trying to be an adult and asking my doctor when I was like, hey, I want to talk to all the specialists, even if I don't need him. Like he's over here, fuck you need a dietitian for. I was like, I don't say I need one, but if I could just have one meeting to say I did it.
Yeah, hospital's not
to
preventative.
maybe optimize or whatever.
They don't get paid off.
And he's
for
like,
preventative
oh,
measures.
nah. So I asked him for a dermatologist. And he's like, I can't do that unless you send me pictures. Because I was like, man, I got more of a reason to see a dermatologist than I do a dietitian.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, this mole ain't been here my whole life. This one developed like 6 years ago. And he's like, you're fine. I'm like, yo, you just looked at an iPhone picture.
You need a new doctor.
Yeah, I know. He wasn't trying to give it up for. I was like, man, you ain't
He white?
Nah,
No. What is he?
Asian.
Oh, okay. He said he had enough of you.
And the thing, yeah, to the point where I was like, yeah, man, I'm trying to be I was explaining, like, I haven't been a doctor in however long. And, you know, so I at least want to get to the point where I'm coming to get my yearly physical just so I can, like, be responsible. He said, no, every 2 years. I was like,
That's crazy.
am I coming? Did we get off on the wrong foot? Are you not fucking with me?
Did we get off on the wrong foot?
I'm over here like, why don't you want to see me?
I think more so that's hit me is that the shirt that you have on looks like it meant something at a certain point in time, and it's like nostalgia purposes. Then it's like the fucking olive pants. And the only thing you're missing is like rainbow sandals to be like in La Mesa dad.
I was trying to get my Bill Walton on.
Yeah. Like you look like you look real cool. Like you hang a surfboard up in your
Here's
fucking
the thing.
garage.
I was actually dressed more like, I guess.
No, you look
Video
Memorial Day
appropriate?
daddish.
No, but I had a black tee. I had some Jordan shorts, and I looked more legit. I just got out the shower, and I'm like, all right, I fuck with y'all YouTube, but y'all know I don't care.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm Adam Sandler.
I don't
with
look
it.
that great right now. I just
I'm
got
saying,
some
but-
Vans on and the homie shirt, right? You like,
I mean, you still, you know.
I'm not getting dressed for you at fucking 7 o'clock on the whatever.
But I'm not even
day,
talking about for
Monday.
you. I'm just talking about the people who got shit to say, the visual people.
Who gives a fuck? If anybody's getting dressed in this era, like fucking wearing a kufi and shit and some chains, like whatever.
I ain't tripping.
This week in music, we have Vince Staples come out with an album. Any other albums come out that you liked?
This week? No, I haven't gotten anything this week.
Anything we missed in the last couple of weeks?
Oh, Rhapsody.
Oh, she did. Huh?
She did.
I am not in the spaces where I want you hit my hand claps because I do have shit that I needed to. When you said that hit me. Did you get a chance to listen to Rhapsody though?
I did. I'm not really enough to have an opinion on it.
Not enough to have an opinion on it.
But I didn't hate it. It was different. It's not as, ooh, don't kill me if I'm wrong, because it wasn't the most focused of a listen. It's not as rapidy rap as she normally gets down with. It is a lot more like Lauryn Hillish.
She's singing? Oh,
It's just more, the vibes are different. It's not, she's not really rapidy rapping on
I
it.
might fuck with that. You know, so my point in that when you brought up Rhapsody was, where do you go when you find new artists, right? Because I feel like you gave up on that search at some point.
Not at all.
Like that time period cuts. Like you don't bring in no, like you don't, and maybe that's just us in general. But I try to share new artists with y'all. But I feel like you don't be bringing new artists to the table. But where do you find?
It's not to the same. I don't want to say it's not to. It's to the same pace. It's just.
Do you find them on features? You find them on Instagram, like on a song on a page or something?
I find
because
them
the publications
everywhere.
are different.
Most of I'm still kind of old school with it. I'm either getting
How, though?
I'm
That's what
either
I'm saying.
getting put on by somebody I trust. A feature. Yeah, put on by someone I trust. A feature. Nowadays, I guess you can probably add in Twitter or some type of podcast. Somebody I would trust there.
What about an Instagram song? Like when you see like something, you be like, "Oh, what song is that?" And you go click it and go through that rabbit hole.
Nah, because most of the time I'm scrolling Instagram, my volume's off.
Oh, psycho!
Yeah, I know.
How you laugh? Like you just going through, just skimming.
But I'm not really on there long enough, so I don't really get a.
The reason, because I don't find new music. Maybe like through Instagram. Like even when I listen to like one of our favorite pods and they do the end, I don't even listen to that shit anymore. Like I used to listen to
I
it.
skipped through all that.
Yeah, because he told me like 6 years ago. He's like, "Oh, you still listen to that after that point?" And when he said that, I was like, "He's right. Why am I wasting the 45 minutes of my time? I can catch up on something else." You know what I mean? So like, I always thought that was weird. And I was like, "Yo, I wonder how Lex finds his music." Because it's not like, a label finds somebody and pushes them. I mean, they were doing that. I feel like the last person they did that, or the last group they were doing that with was like the Cardi B's, the Meg Thee Stallions, And Drake is kind of doing that with Sexy Red, but I feel like she had a hit song before like she got on. It wasn't like how Game came in. Oh, let's throw him with G Unit real quick, see how he does, give him some of this shit to work on or whatever. Then he goes off and does a solo artist thing.
But 10 years ago, the Double XL freshman cover, there's been a couple of those that I've jumped on around that time.
Yeah, are you still looking at those now?
I don't know any of those people.
Yeah, I don't. I didn't even look at it. I just heard a few of the names
because they don't really publish it. They just kind of put it out like it's an online thing, and it's like, hey, here's who made. It's not a thing anymore.
Right. It's too much money.
But
photo shoots, hiring DJs to come out, getting sets and shit.
The most recent person I think that I can think of that I'm like, oh, I'm a new fan of this person is Sauce Walker, and
that's so crazy.
I got put onto him on a feature. And I was like, there's something about this dude. And then I heard something. I was like, oh, yeah. No, this is I'm fucking with this.
But that's the other thing, too, because, like, guys don't have body of work. So, like, usually it's like that one song I like from them.
Well, depending on when you catch them. Like, if you catch somebody early enough, you're like, okay, you're 1 for 1. Then I'll stick with you.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll catch you at a certain point, and then I got to go back. Now, especially with someone like Sauce Walker, I caught him at a certain point. He's got catalog already.
Right.
And that's why this is the most important thing. If you're trying to put somebody up on something, you need to direct them towards the one that's going to be the one. Because the one that I heard, I said, oh, if this is what it's about, this is me. If I would have heard this one first, I probably wouldn't be fucking with him.
True.
But now that I heard this, I'm more willing to give you a chance when I hear some other shit.
But you know what? So my kid said something to me the other day. They were like, what did they say? They were talking about, they said, can you turn on Family Guy? That's what my daughter said, right? Now, mind you, like on the ship, they got the old school TV set up, the satellite or whatever. You got to see whatever's on. They're used to clicking things and then it just playing, right? And I'm like, nah, like I sound old as fuck saying this. But I was like, back in my day, we had to like get home at a certain time, get in the shower, and then make sure you're there at 7:30, 8 o'clock or whatever to watch whatever show you're going to watch. There was no TiVo back then. And so when I think about like the music and shit like that right now, it's like there's so much shit out because it's very little effort because you can just access so much information that I'm fucking choosy. Like you can send me a song as my podcast host and friend, right? And I'm probably not going to listen to that shit within the first day. I'll probably get another message from you 3 days later, see it, and be like, oh, I need to click that. And then go from there. I sent a Kendrick file to y'all. I know none of y'all opened it. Right? 1, for AI, right? And 2, because it's like, I whenever space I need to be in to listen to that, I'm not going to be in that in this weekend. So, like, I send you shit too. And you be like, I'll get to it. Right? That I get to it. I'm not sharing music no more with people. So if I find something, it's really for me.
Yeah. And I'll still share it or at least have the ability to be like, oh, okay, like, because people come to me specifically. Sometimes some random people hit me up. Hey, I've been kind of out the loop. What have you been listening to that'll get me through the next week?
Yeah, I don't think that's going to get them back in the loop either.
They usually appreciate whatever I send them because I usually tailor make it. If I know them well enough, I'm like, oh, you'll probably be on this one.
This is one of those conversations where I just don't listen to music like that
anymore.
Well,
that's what with all these new avenues or new like ways to consume. That means you'll have less time to consume whatever you're used to. So if we grew up on TV and music, and now you're introducing podcasts and TikTok and Instagram Reels or whatever it is, those are taking your attention away from. We all have 24 hours, right. And if we're consuming, you got to share the space now. Even for people like me, who music is always going to be number one. I don't listen to as much music as I used to because I'm consuming all this other shit.
But for like nostalgia purposes too. The time that I would actually listen to like music, I spend time listening to old shit too because back catalog is so vast right now. You know what I mean? Like even today I was listening to Soul For Real, right? And I was like, God damn, I ain't heard this shit in forever. And I'm just thinking of like my dad playing that shit like 100 times and shit like that in the car as a kid. But I could have used that time to listen to something else. The last album that I liked that just came out where I actually played it when we was on the trip was the Gunna album. And I know you didn't really listen to it because that's not your bag, and that's why I was asking you, like, you know, like what kind of music have you been listening, or how do you find new artists? Because like I know like Gunna gets a bad rap for being a snitch and all this other shit, which I don't think he really snitched on. I think he just, you know, took responsibility for what he did. That's for another topic. But, you know, he makes great music. The last 2 albums I've really enjoyed. You know what I mean? So that's just me, though.
Yeah, most of the people that come out, I mean, I still have a bunch of older artists that still put music out.
Yeah.
So I'm cool. I'm taken care of. New Ghostface album, great.
Oh, I heard about that. See, you see how behind I am? I'm not, and you don't have to worry. I have zero interest in competing with you with lists. It's now like whatever I want to listen to. I started that last year. I'm back on it. Then I was hurt to see that. I'm back on it again this year. Like, there's no way. It's just too much shit on my calendar, bro.
New
like,
Conway album, great.
See, you know what? Maybe I just haven't been online. My Instagram time has been saying 10 minutes. I think I spend more time on the grown folks page just trying to get traction.
Yeah.
Of like putting videos up and shit like that, to where like I don't spend a lot of time on my shit. Like I just don't. I be outside, bro. Like being a parent, an active parent, like gets you back in the 90s mode.
Yeah, and people think the way I be spreading my videos out and shit, they go, oh, he's been on Instagram all day. I literally have 15 minutes where I actually do Instagram. And then the rest of the time is I open it, I post the video that I know I'm going to post, and I click out. I don't start scrolling and do whatever every single time. So I still keep my Instagram time, you know, around 20 minutes or whatever.
I be hating. Like I saw my wife, she had TikTok on her phone today. I said, the fuck you get TikTok? Right? And we both got burner accounts like KD for Twitter. But that's what I do, because like I used to go check on what like when pods weren't getting uploaded for the one that we like to listen to. I'm like, oh, I need to be able to see that. Then they started saying, oh, you need to be signed up for this shit. So I was like, fuck, man. Or like any tweets that they would say back in the day, like that shit would really get to me. So yeah. All right, hit my hand claps, man. Random shit to fill in time. Let's get to it.
Ain't that what we've been doing?
No, we talking music and shit like that. I got a specific question. You funding Boll Weevil?
Say it one more time.
You been funding Boll Weevil?
Funding?
Yeah, like giving money to them.
Now, are they a church?
No, isn't Boll Weevil a food place?
Yes.
Yes. So here's where my
I haven't been there in a minute.
Yeah, okay, so
I fucks with Boll Weevil though.
there's a list of places where I be like, yo, how the fuck are they still open? Because I've never seen nobody in there when I go there. Burger King is one. Taco Bell is another one, right? I do not see anyone. Well, maybe here on the West Coast, maybe somewhere else, but Taco Bell is another one. And Boll Weevil and Arby's, right? Every time I've gone into an Arby's, it just be the people that work there and myself. Right?
How many times has that been?
I've been in the Arby's twice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a million. And it's been about 15 years since the last time I walked into one. Burger King's another one. I don't never see Burger King like just opened up like that. You know what I mean? Or a line out the door. And another one that's about to get added to that list is Carl's Jr. Right? That's another. Like Carl's Jr. used to be the place to go to, because you would be like, oh, this is an upscale hamburger that I'm getting in comparison to McDonald's and Jack in the Box. Am I off on that?
They had the Carl's Jr.
They had the $10 burger, $6 burger.
$6 burger.
That's crazy, because now this shit mandatory. The $6, they even stopped the wording. The $6 burger is $15 now. Fucking crazy, man. And I was like, yo, y'all not $15 material, but Boll Weevil specifically. So I go to Michael's in La Mesa today. I look up. Yeah, but still, there was nobody in there. They still got that old ass barn house like fucking theme and whatnot. And I'm like, yo, who the fuck is going to Boll Weevil? I haven't seen a Boll Weevil in forever.
I used to go to the one in Bonita that is now that mango place right next to Lolita's.
There was a Boll Weevil.
That was the one I used to go to.
When did they close it down? And I need to know your order.
The recession?
In 2006.
I'm assuming it was around.
Yeah, it was a long ass time ago. You got a steer burger?
Yeah. The thing is, I was never, like, I didn't go there as a grown person.
I don't even know what's on the fucking menu. My mom and dad never went there.
Yeah, as far as I know, I don't know what else is on the menu besides that steer burger and fries. And the burger itself, I remember liking it, but it's also like, oh, like you can't just get away. Like it need ketchup or something. Also using kids' taste buds, but like it's a dry burger.
Yeah. Okay.
I know there's still La Mesa one's still open, and the one on Federal is still open. I think.
There's a boll weevil on Federal
Or College. If you getting off on College, like you about to go to Walmart,
man, they put them in all the
It's
areas
right
where
there.
there's whites at. Or like that's like borderline. Like y'all access that freeway to get to like La Mesa and all those other North Park.
I don't think we're the. I don't think there's a whole bunch of whites where that one I'm talking
I've never
about.
seen anybody say, "Hey, you want something from boll weevil?"
No,
Or-
yeah.
or
I didn't
have
know
something.
nobody knew about that except me, and I'm like, the only reason I know about this is because my pop seems to be infatuated with this place.
And what is your dad? He white.
We go in there and there's like, there's like a pinball machine, there's like a jukebox with like hella country hits on it,
Fucking crazy.
and I'm just like, yeah, cool. If you
Yeah.
fuck with it, I'm over here like, all right, well, I got one meal out the
The
day.
woods. The woods be going to.
I got one meal to take care of for the
whites
day.
be going there. The other one is Arby's. You go to Arby's?
I went there one time and that was out of desperation.
You had to be in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
I was on a pretty busy. I was in LA. I was on, which I think it's still there. No, I think I just passed it and it's gone now. But we were gonna go. You ever been to a taping like in Hollywood, like taping of a show?
No.
So we were going to some tapings of some talk show and like pilots. They were shooting pilots of like some new game shows and shit.
Yeah.
And so we were running late and we didn't eat because we wanted to get there earlier to eat and then go in because we was going to be out all day. So we parked the car and I'm like, shit, we got to run. We got to just grab whatever we see first.
Fucking crazy.
And we rolled around the corner. We saw Arby's. I said,
That's
we
death.
got to see something second. But then I'm looking like down. I'm like, there ain't shit else.
LA's weird like that.
There
though.
ain't shit else right here. And we got to go right here. So we just went in there. I'm like, all right, what's the safest thing I can get? I think I got like some chicken parmesan, something, whatever.
Was it fire?
No, man. It was a rough day.
Bro, a roast beef sandwich sounds terrible.
Roast beef sounds, even if you make it well, like, oh, this is whatever, the best roast beef in the world. Non-fast food, roast beef I ain't fucking with it.
Yeah, I can't do it. Like, no way. Nah, I'm not touching
And I ain't fucking with no fork. I don't trust their chicken. I think their curly fries was okay. But yeah.
That's not some shit that I would normally touch. All right. You've been doing a little bit more traveling, right?
Have I?
Yeah, you've been places. But what I've noticed is how much I love San Diego. And when I go places, right, how much other people enjoy San Diego also.
That's another thing I'm trying to get the kids to understand. Like, this is normal for you.
Right.
And you get to this attitude of like complaining. If you go away, you'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Now it's cool. Y'all been to Vegas one time and y'all had some glitch in the system where y'all got a penthouse. So you thinking Vegas is the shit.
Yeah.
It ain't that great.
He said some glitch in the system.
You been to Arizona and it was cool because the Airbnb was there, had
Arizona's
a pool all
not fire
day.
like that.
But it's not fun if you was there in August and all this other shit.
And that's the thing. Like, the weather is A1, right? Because, like, where I was at, 95 degrees, 100% humidity, and not even 95. It could be 84. And 100% humidity, you're fucking miserable. So that was number one. Number two, the people that you run into, not even just the NASCAR whites, in the style of dress. So I'm up in the gym. I went like 3 times over there. And I'm noticing that, you know those Balenciaga type shoes or whatever that people wear that look like the big super, just the designer joints. Like, dudes is walking in like they look like the do-rag from Brooklyn type. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in there with some dudes tell me they from, this is how I knew they was from a different place. Because we say Pennsylvania, they say PA. Right? Oh, I'm in PA right now, right? I think that's it, right? That's how they say it, right? Or I'm from up north Connecticut. I don't even know what the fuck that. I just say Connecticut, dog. You keep saying up north. Oh, I'm from Jersey.
Because I need you to know down south is pussy.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Oklahoma. Or they be like, I'm from Ohio. Like they do the little chants and shit. And I was like, we ain't got none of that shit.
Yeah. There were some Ohio rappers when I went to go see this really small show not too long ago, and they was on that Ohio. They was making us say it. Everyone in the crowd was like, hey, dog, we ain't gonna remember that shit when you're gone. I'm glad you got a little thing.
Yeah. But they all know it, right? Or like even if you like Louisville, I say Louisville, they be like, oh, we from Louisville. That's not the pronunciation. But what I've noticed is that even within the United States, right? Like culturally, we're all different. But I feel like because of Instagram and shit like that, we all laugh at the same shit now, right? That's where technology is taking us. Because like some of these dudes, the way that they be dressing and stuff like that, though, is a little different, though. Like there was a girl. I don't even know if she wants to be called a girl though, because she came with her girl, right? But she was dressed like she was like a Fourth Locks member, right? Had the fitted to the side.
I see it. I know
it. Yeah. She would have some Averex on if she could. White tee was crispy all the way up to the neck, and Duran tells me he would start singing when I got down like $60, you know, for him and you. Yeah, y'all be like, "Ooh, that's a lot. You gotta chill." But for me, I feel like you gotta spend money to make it. So she comes up and he's like, "Yo, you got to know when." She said, "Hey, yo, what the fuck, son?" "Hey, yo, what the fuck? I just got here." Right? And Duran, right, being the Californian that he is, he didn't understand that, like, yo, she's East Coast aggressive, but it's not really aggressive.
Yeah.
She just talking to you normal. And so Duran I didn't think nothing of it. The very next day, he's like, yeah, and that fucking girl that came in there and shit had all that fucking energy for me, like, yo. And he was like, I wasn't even talking to her ass. I said, oh, dog, she wasn't really tripping on you. She was just telling you, bro, like, hey, you gotta chill. She just sat down right now. But
yeah, if you don't know that, you can get in trouble.
Yeah,
by thinking the wrong shit.
But that's where people get fucked up, going to cities that you don't know nothing about. Even the down south people. So like hood ass down south dudes, they not the black people that say what's up to you, right? The country joints, they. I'm like, bro, nothing's about to pop off, man. You ain't got to be all that. So I'm just noticing though that like everyone in different regions is all different. Shit, I'm looking at the Black Caribbeans. And this is probably the first trip or the first time in my life where I started agreeing with people. Like, you're not black. For real. I got a homie, and I told this story before. He's Haitian. From Florida, the whole nine, parents, you know, identify. Them Haitians that be at the Fort Lauderdale airport, they don't fuck with us like that. Like there is no, hey, how you doing? Like, so happy to be black type shit. No, it's, I'm black Haitian. I don't really be fucking with you black American type shit. And so this was the first time where it just really hit me, where I was like, yo, people are just really different. Everybody out for self, right? Like my portion of black is completely different from what they might identify with. And like for you, your portion of white, although it's unique here, when you go somewhere else, they're going to look at you completely different. They may even think that you probably from like the East Coast or something else. Like you don't seem like the typical white dude that would come from San Diego. It's just my whole point in that.
Well, yeah, I appreciate regionality. Why? In all things. Because it really makes us, it feels different. This whole universal, everything is the same. And maybe I'm just relating it too much to music. But like, when it wasn't so globalized, you got different sounds. And if someone like me, like, okay, yeah, I'm from the West Coast, I can have a West Coast bias.
I like
the fuck, but I can appreciate down south. I can appreciate, you know, I'm not like a go-go guy, so I'm not really fucking with the DC shit. But like, I can appreciate the grimy, dirty, lo-fi drums of a RZA. Because I'm so used to the pristine and cleanness of a Dr. Dre drum. But I can still appreciate all these different places. Or, you know, you go to the Midwest and they speed up their raps a little more or whatever. And then now it's like everybody sounds like they're from Atlanta.
That's true. Now, and that's why I think Not Like Us was such a big hit.
Oh, there might be some damage being done though.
What you mean?
So I'm at the park today. And these kids, right? And I'm trying to think, like, all right, they probably like 13. You know, my mouth. I ain't have the cleanest mouth. Like I be saying shit. But now it's like it's like, this a little too much to be turning this into like a regular like
kid song.
Like, oh, like, you know.
Oh, I know what you're getting
So
at.
these kids are just like, get away from me, you certified pedophile. And I'm like, you can't just be yelling that at people. You just can't just be yelling that shit at people.
I called you.
No, he ain't calling me that. He calling his friend that. He's not. No. The thing is, in context, if he's yelling at an adult, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But you're running around with other kids and you're calling
certified PDFs.
You call another kids pedophiles. Like, do you even know what the fuck you're? You can't just be putting that on people.
Yeah.
Like it's different. Like
certified is crazy. Like you had some training.
That's what I'm. That's how. The only reason I knew, like, okay, he just listening to the song.
Oh shit!
But he's over here, like, you know, like back in the day when we was young, like, oh, you gay? Like that's different.
That's not different. It's still not crazy.
No, it's crazy now.
Yeah. We have a podcast. We got to be responsible.
No, back in the day,
I know.
Not so long ago,
right?
A kid slur would be like, "Oh, you gay," but it's kind of like how bad means good. We were using gay not because you were a homosexual. We were using gay because we just. I understand. Gay having that connotation. We shouldn't do that. But it wasn't like, hey, you're gay, you like men. It's just like, oh, that shit gay. Like on some like, it's whack. It's just another term for whack.
I feel like you fucking circling. That shit is the same shit. That shit is the same shit.
I'm trying to talk around it.
Yeah, because it's like, yo, but we used to say, it's the word pedophile though. Like, you found your hot button word now, right? Now you got to join the cause. But because it's like when we used to, like we used to be like, oh, like girls used to be like, oh, you're a peeping Tom. Like I've heard like girls say that like to dudes they used to run in the locker room. Oh, you're a peeping Tom, which is crazy.
Never heard that.
Yeah, shit,
outside of the movies.
Yeah, come on, man, peeping Tom. Yeah, I've definitely heard somebody say that. Or like we've used descriptors, but it was like the word pedophile was a dude you had to stay away from.
Yeah,
we weren't saying that with fun. Like, oh, you're a raper. That sounds crazy. Oh, that's a very hard trigger word. Hold on. Let me go ahead and get rid of that one.
It's not even correct, but yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you call someone that and you hear it out loud, like if I hear the word pedophile out loud, like who? I'm not, it's not in a joking manner, like.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you looked them up? Like, they on the list? Like who are we talking about right now?
And it's even more because, like, we think in 2024 where things are more controlled. There's less you can say. And so the fact that you went and reached and Beth said, no, I'm reaching back and I'm going to pull something that you shouldn't have said back then and say it now makes it sound even wilder.
That's even worse. Yeah. You know, I hate that too, the pullbacks they be doing on people. Like they did it on Metro Boomin, they did it on Ice, where he did say some crazy ass shit though. Ice said, yo, you dating all these black women. Martin Luther King didn't die for you to settle with one. He said, y'all dating these dark-skinned women. Martin Luther King didn't die. That's kind of fucking crazy.
Those are the things, because I'm in the middle of the Black Twitter documentary. Those are the things.
Where's that on?
On Hulu.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
Those tonight. The thing is, there's 3 episodes. I'm 1 deep.
Is it fire?
No, it's all right. Like the things they're touching on, like okay, cool, but there's a lot of shit like that needs to be in the real one that they're not gonna put in there. At least I haven't seen so far.
Yeah. But I mean,
like they'll talk about it. Oh, it was the Wild Wild West, but they won't do shit like that. Like, no, tell us how wild it was.
I feel like the Me Too movement is what started all this of us being self-conscious about.
And
what
I'm laughing. I'm only laughing at the documentary because I'm picturing stuff they're not saying. Because I'm like, oh, I was around for that. Yeah. I remember this. They're not doing it all the way justice.
You know, oh my God, do I want to get here? Because you said that. And my wife was looking at me kind of crazy when I said it earlier, so that means that I know that it's going to come off a different way. But I feel like there's something to be said about being so conscious about what we say. I feel like it shouldn't be my fault for saying it, but your fault for not being able to either, 1, move on, or 2, shut off your phone, right? Because whatever I said exists only in my phone if you want to access it. Right? But if you don't go and search those things, just like when people go off and say crazy shit, oh, did you see? No, I didn't, because I live like in the real world. So like even with my son, like all this shit has been about, like we've been fighting about video games a lot, right? Two households, you know, stepson, you know, two households. Dad does something completely different from what we do. It's gonna be hard. It's just a little battle. But the video game thing and like everything he does is obsessed around that. And it's like, bro, that shit is cool. Like I remember having like game parties or spending the night at somebody's house playing the game. But we didn't have YouTube and all that other shit. You go check the cheat codes online and try it out. But they giving you tutorials how to fully beat a game. He says to me, on the airplane ride, he ain't got no, the airplane ride and the boat, he ain't got no internet. He like, I ain't never beat this game before without help. I'm like, well, shit. This is what we used to do, bro. You got to figure it out. Oh, I can't beat this level. He got stuck for like an hour. Bro, back when we was kids, I used to get stuck on a level for days. You know,
that's why everything's so microwave. I don't see it being fun.
But that's what I'm saying, right? Because like everything exists on how-tos, how to get help with something or whatever. Figuring shit out like on your own in the real world without your phone does not exist anymore. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, like if I say something or if I do something, like I should be able to have fleeting thoughts that I write down. I feel like the homie sent me some shit that like it was Ty Cobb or Mickey Mantle had wrote something crazy like back in the 50s about getting the BJ behind the bleachers and, you know, all this kind of shit. And it was a fleeting thought. And now it's a big deal because people are taking photos of it now. But it's like, yo, nobody said nothing to me about that in the 90s, early 2000s.
I've been doing a little bit of this too, where I've been realizing like, oh, you think I'm serious right now?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just trying to find, like, here's what I'm doing. Not everything I say, I either mean or I believe. What I'm doing is, I have wild ass thoughts that come in my mind all day long. Sometimes, in order to, like, how do I feel about this? I might say it out loud, and if it sounds crazy coming out, I'll be like, no, I don't believe that one. But just because I said it, it's like, oh shit. And I get in trouble a lot for that.
Yeah, like, why do I have to be fucking politically correct all the time, like, in my speech? You know what I mean? That's why I stopped bleeping you out. Because I was like, yo, he should be able to, like, live and die on the sword. Like, whatever he says, like, that's up to him, bro. Like at the end of the day, bro, I don't feel, there's certain things that I'll be like, nah, it's kind of crazy. Like, we did it on Jonas Pod, right? Won't say what we clipped out, but I was just like, yeah, that part right there, just take that out, right? Because that's going to hurt me, like, legitimately in other areas where I don't want it to hurt me. But some shit, it's just like, bro, like, Twitter, I remember the homie telling me, like, yo, bro, like, you need to get on. It's crazy on here. You used to say that, too, when I would come down and see you. Like, hey, yeah, Twitter, you would bring it up. And I'd be like, I'm not really on that right now. But I'll go read the shit or whatever. But, like, the effort, I was still on Facebook. I was behind in the times. And, you know, that was where the transition happened. But it's like now, to bring up some shit that a dude said in 2011, 2012, 13, like 10 years ago, and I've seen a little bit more of the world and had a little bit more experience. Like, bro, allow me to fucking grow. Like you're not allowed to grow anymore.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
I get it. This is weird.
We sound like get off my lawn for this age, but like I do miss that part of our society where you could just say wild shit. Because even at work, it's the same thing. You don't know who you're talking to. Now the men be outraged.
It's just
like yo, you like, hey, I don't even know if I can say that. And then the first thing they do, I know someone said this, and I won't be specific because just in case anybody from my job is listening, but straight up told me like, yo, I'm a Karen, and I'm like,
damn, proudly, but
you don't fit the description. And then was like, yo, if they ever busted me on some shit, I'm gonna say you being racist, and that goes against my Jewish religion. They're not even Jewish. They don't even have the skin tone of most of the Jews, of the population that makes up the Jews, right? So I'm just like, yo, the fact that you can weaponize that shit when you're clearly fucking wrong is crazy to me. Like I don't know. I be looking around. I was looking around the airport, and I was just like, man, I fucking hate the state of humanity right now.
You know what that is? There's so many hot button like words to get you out of accountability.
Yes. Look at Diddy.
So it's just like, Yeah, because I think I sent y'all that clip the other day where I was like, "Oh, this is
All right,
like
whatever you sent, I didn't get it. So explain
no,"
it.
because you thought I was talking about some other shit, but I wasn't. But I didn't. I'm not gonna pretend to think of it, but it's like, hey, there's so many of these words that people get confused with and think it always applies to them or it always applies to this situation, and all it does is shift blame away from you. And gaslighting was the biggest one. And you just do all this thing. Oh my God, you're gaslighting me. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're a narcissist. And it's like never your fault. And it's fucking crazy because I'm like, damn. And especially as someone who does this before all these words.
I want to know the term for that. For someone always trying to fucking diagnose me or tell me what I am or what I'm doing. What is the term for that type of person besides Karen?
The victim.
No, I don't like that either because we show empathy to victims nowadays, right? Like, hold up, that
not
sounds
the ones who
crazy.
are playing victim.
Yeah, that's what I meant. The ones that play victim. We show a lot of empathy to those until and a lot of public opinion type shit, right? And it's like, I get it, right? Regular courts ain't gonna give you full on justice either, but I want to know the term for those people that always feel like they gotta fucking tell you who you are.
It
right?
wasn't that far ago. I might be able to pull this up.
What
I sent.
Well, why you do that? I just want to know what it is because, like, sometimes people be like, "Oh, you're a narcissist." Well, yeah, I might be a narcissist for this moment or this particular topic, but that doesn't mean that I'm a fucking narcissist every time I go somewhere. Oh, you're gaslighting me. Yes, so what? I've said that on here before. Yes, so what? And am I breaking the law for gaslighting you right now? Shit, what happened to trolling? Right? Trolling now has been deduced to people having comments, and then you go on Instagram and be like, oh, you can't say that word. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
We've created a generation of narcissistic women. And what's happened is the rise of social media and the rise of online dating and the rise of feminism has taught women that they are not to blame for any poor choices. Every poor choice is glamorized. So if you want to be a sex worker, it's great. If you want to post in bikini pictures online, it's fine. If you want to be in this, every poor choice is glamorized. And every internal reflection is seen as gaslighting yourself. So they've even got terms for internal reflection to prevent it happening. And so what will happen is they are trained to not reflect on themselves because we've been told we've been oppressed for so many years. Now it's time to make sure we project. And so we don't take any accountability. And as a result, when we get into relationships, if we don't feel completely soothed all the time, he must be a narcissist. He must be a manipulator. He must be gaslighting. He, rather than I. And unfortunately, we've got an online market that caters to that wounded woman, that caters to that entitled woman, and caters to that narcissistic woman. And it's so wild to me that so many women talk about narcissism, but the society today is just catering to narcissistic women.
She fine too, and that's always appreciated. Like,
what the comments say? I want to know what some of these people said because there's some people in here that did not like what the fuck she said. I'm one of those guys. I need to know what the opposites be saying. Oh yeah,
it's a bunch of men.
I see that. Oh yeah, see.
God bless her.
Yep.
Preach. This is real, dog. There are 0 women comments on here. I don't think I've seen a post where not one woman has commented.
But that's the problem within itself.
Right then the first woman said, "I wish she was wrong, but she's not."
But even the person, okay, I'm gonna say this. But even the person that we was talking about before we got on the mic kind of fits that description. You know what I'm talking about. The phone call, right? You know what I'm talking, because there's zero accountability there, right? And even the other person who we just recently had a dealing with, right? There's zero accountability there. And when you start going off, the second one that I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, and I'm not, and y'all can sit here and speculate all you want to. If they listen to it and find a way to reach me because I blocked them, then they can. But you can't go off on me in a text message when I come at you with peace, and then because you not taking care of the shit that you supposed to be taking care of in your life, think that a day later that I'm just gonna be like, oh, it's cool. Fuck that, right? You know me. right? I give grace. I let people, hey, however you feel about me, you can say it. Tell me to my face. I'm cool. But if it becomes a consistent theme of you feeling like I'm about to be a punching bag for you, I don't have time for that, right? The first one I can think of, right, was AS. And that we were actively live for, because this happened a lot of times between you and I, where we've been
with more than one AS.
Yeah, we've been caught. Yeah, you're right, and we be caught in the middle of it. And it's like, dog, maybe we're just two old dogs that understand each other. Where it's like, all right, that's a few between them. You know, I ain't got no problems with them or whatever. We can keep going. Maybe you've even second guessed it, you know, for a time. But as time went on, it was like, oh, well, you know, Carl was really just minding his business for the most part.
The thing is, it puts me in the middle of a lot of shit. And so when you have two people that feel so strongly about whatever and I be in the middle, now it's like, you don't do this, but it's looking at me. They look at me like I'm funny. Like, how do you agree with both sides? That don't make no sense. I'm like,
that's the thing. He don't agree with
one,
me.
It ain't gotta make sense. Two, this ain't my fight. And three, it's like, if I can reasonably see where the people are coming from, and it's either a miscommunication or whatever, and the difference is everyone has their own level of boundaries. You have set your own boundaries. Hey, I give grace. Once I get to here, I'm cool. Me, my boundaries are a little more lax. I give too much grace a lot of times, which is why I find myself like, okay, I'm still around here. We still cool. I kind of chalk things up as like everybody going through some shit. Maybe they having a rough day, and maybe this and maybe that. And I just constantly do that. And, you know, it has come back around to bite me sometimes. But at the same time, it's like, that's just who I am for the moment. I haven't changed that part.
I've thought about that, but it took all of these instances over the years as we've aged and got older for me to finally understand what happens.
But that's also my thing, too.
What happens
it's
is...
me, but I don't judge you for cutting people off because I'm like, hey, you have your boundary.
No.
People cross it. That's perfectly fine.
We share a commonality in a skill that a lot of people lack. We have had people on both sides of the fence, right, get into their own shit, and we've still maintained. Why? Because we possess the ability to compartmentalize whatever the fuck is going on here. Either he gonna shoot me the real at some point, or he gonna shoot me the real at some point, and we can We've had some like some big shit happen outside of this pod in our friendship that would have rocked our foundation as human beings, right? Conversations, right? Meetings and shit like that, right? And to the point where you probably be like, I wonder if Carl gonna treat me different now. To the point where I'd be like, I wonder if Lex gonna treat me different now. But nah, I've learned to say, yo, if this is who you are as a person, cool, I'll fucking accept that. Because there's no part of my life right now where outside of going out and meeting you to go hang out and enjoy something, which neither one of us have the time to go do that outside of just being here at this pod because of our kids playing sports and shit like that and being active at work, to where like, yo, none of that shit is detrimental to my foundation. Coming here and sitting and talking to you for an hour and a half to 2 hours takes away from some of my family time, but it ain't like something that I'm missing out on that's like crazy consequential. And that's where that last person didn't understand. Where I was like, oh, you didn't grow. That's what happened. You think that by you telling me these things about me, that I'm going to internalize this and change something about me that's fucking working in other arenas. That's the part that got me, right? And the one before that, right? Yo, you can sit here and say, oh, I don't fuck with him for life or whatever. That's cool. But you've still been able to do the things that you wanted to do in life, and so have I, without having that relationship. Once I realized that, I stopped giving a fuck about people who really don't matter in my day-to-day and my mental health and stuff like that, or like feeding into me. I stopped worrying about them things because it's like, dog, you're allowed to feel that way. These type of people that we're bringing up, these narcissistic women and men and shit like that, they give a fuck what people think about them. They give a fuck how they come across. right? And they really want someone to believe in what they're saying. And it's not even just believing it. It's like, I need you to acknowledge it and live by it every fucking day. It's like a Trump supporter, right? They want you to fucking drink the tea all day long. Oh, Trump's the best guy in the world and fuck all these other, no one else matters but Trump himself. Like, bro, what the fuck is up with you? Right? I don't need to be that fucking into it. And I realized that rhetoric is so fucking dangerous. At the beginning of the pod, I said, yo, rest in peace to Grayson Murray. It was a PGA golfer. He took his life. It came out yesterday that he took his life, but they said he had an illness at first. And he died on the grounds of like where he was, playing in the event. And when I went down the Twitter feed, it's a bunch of like, oh, he must have took the vaccine. Oh, he took the vaccine. And then I get to the bar on the ship, and this dude, this Puerto Rican guy, right? But he's one of those like right side Puerto Ricans. He was like, I wonder if he took the shot. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, man? What happened to like, yo, like this man just lost his life. Let's have a little compassion. Luckily, the white dude that he was talking to when he overheard us was like you. He's impartial. He's like, yeah, people been dying and dropping like flies. He's like, just social media and the type of rhetoric we're on right now just makes that shit seem even worse.
So when young people die, because he was like, what, 30?
Yeah.
So I don't know about you. That side, they jump straight to the shot. I jump straight to drugs or suicide.
And that's what happened.
I don't know if that's a bad thing.
But I mean, I jumped to neglect, like in terms of neglecting yourself or something like that. But I think to think that just someone's choice to taking the vaccine, even your other friend, speaking of vaccines, it's like, nigga, I can't talk to you. Because every time I talk to you, it's, oh, you made the decision to do blah, blah, blah. Okay, man, that shit was 4 years ago. I got the vaccine. What the fuck else you want me to say? I didn't give it to my kids, but they get herd immunity through me. Do you know what that word means? No, you don't, because you fucking reading these HTML pages where somebody's fucking living in an underground bunker talking about government conspiracies from the 1960s. I don't give a fuck, right? Like that shit gets me so charged up because it's like, bro, I don't have to care as much as you do. That's the overall theme of what I'm talking about right now, is that I don't have to care as much as you. And what is fucking wrong with you to make you feel like I have to? Like why is me saying okay burning you up inside?
It's passion, passion or not understanding. Not everybody believes that you can agree to disagree and be okay. And we've been seeing a lot of that since your man's was president.
Yeah.
Because it became so one or the other. There's no moderation no more. It's like, hey, if you like this, you gotta like all this shit. And if you don't, you gotta like all this shit, and there's nothing in the middle.
Or if you don't know when I quiz you or start talking to you about it, you're faking it.
But it's not even just that. It's if you vote for this person, I don't fuck with you no more.
That's go crazy.
Because you believe all of this. And it's like, well, and I've been seeing, it's been a lot, like I've seen a lot of like, maybe they weren't the best of friends, so it's easier to do it, but I've seen a lot of like relationships kind of just cease because of that. And it's like, whoa.
I'm part of that relationship ceasing, but it's because I don't have the fucking energy for it.
And I get it if they're really raw about it, and that's like, oh, you really do believe every single one of these things. But for example, I think the thing that I can understand the most is like, okay, you don't really believe in all this shit, but you're just gonna vote on this side simply because you make some money and you want the tax cut that comes along with that. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't support it because it comes with a lot of other shit, but not everybody thinking that deep about it. And so I'm not going to sit here and be like, I can't fuck with you as a person because of this, because we don't agree with it. Now, maybe if we have a conversation, you might feel a little bad about it. Like, well, I don't really want to support this. I don't really want to support that. But your priority is your tax cut. And so that's why you're doing it. I can understand that. I don't agree with it, but I can understand it. So I don't have to sit here and be like, you're the worst person that's ever lived. Don't ever speak to me again. That's just kind of a little far. It's a little dramatic.
What my third eye is telling me though is we so far from that thought process. My third eye is telling me that a lot of people just want something to believe in.
Oh yeah,
That's because like when we grew up in the 90s, we were still going to church.
you want
right?
to be a part of something.
Neither you nor I go to church anymore, right? My mom, she's and my aunt, they were preacher kids, but we don't go to church as a family, really. You know what I mean? You ain't going to church.
I was gonna make a joke. But
Go ahead, make your joke.
Nah, not yet.
All right. But but we don't do that shit, right? Like we used to, at least. And I was telling my uncle this like the other day. I was like, yo, like when we grew up, like they used to tell us when I was in the little kids youth program on Wednesday nights, like, hey, when you go to college or when you go out into the world, they're gonna tell you some shit and it's gonna go against all the stuff that we teach you. But as a black church, we're telling you still need your education. Just, kind of block that shit out. And it's like, yo, it's kind of hard to block some of that shit out when y'all live in this little small space in the Southeast and they're introducing me to thought processes of the world. Like, that fucked me up.
They were playing the short game.
What you mean?
They're trying to do this right here. The thing is, if you leave it open for me to think other things or explore other things, then I won't feel like let me choose my words carefully. There's an oppression that comes along with the religion, at least the way I experienced it, where it's like, hey, believe this or die. Believe this, and if you don't believe it all, then you're stupid and you're going to hell. And it's like, okay, that's kind of crazy. And then you get to and because it's like sitting here and it's like fear mongering, do this or and then when you go out and kind of realize there's more to it than that,
yeah, then
you're like, you guys lied to me. You guys lied to me, like this other shit didn't exist, and now I don't, like, the trust can't be there. Now if you tell me, hey, this is what I believe, like what I tell my kids, like I grew up in a quote unquote religious household, and it was forced upon me. And so when I knew better and I got to it, now I'm like, I can't fuck with this no more because there's too much. It's too hypocrite. It's too much. But as far as my kids, it's like, hey, this is how I get down. But even if I was religious, like, hey, this is my religion, but I would like you to explore whatever one makes you happy, whichever one makes the most sense to you. Because honestly, just like politics, I think you could take a lot of good from a lot of different religions and live your life a certain way. I don't fuck with all of like Islam, but no, I don't fuck with pork and all that other shit. I believe a lot of 5%er shit, but I can't fuck with all of it.
Right.
I think the Bible has some great messaging in it. The way it's delivered, not the greatest.
Or the way that people use it
the way it's all that other shit, because when they get down and they get on their soapbox, the science don't exist, and I just can't. It's right there in front of you. You can't sit here and tell me this don't exist. You can't sit here and tell me that the world is 6,000 years old. I can't get there. But because you want to die on that hill, now I can't really trust anything else you're saying.
I mean, even the science shit though. They just discovered another planet in between.
I know. I get. Look,
you know what I mean.
But the thing is, a scientist will tell you. There's no facts. Everything is trial and error. It's theory that has a lot of evidence. That's where it's almost proven. None of it is fact.
And that's where you're hitting into my point, though, of like, we all just want something to believe. But I don't have to force my fucking beliefs on you. You get what I'm saying? I don't have to. Like I love when somebody tries to tell me something about my character or whatever, and on the other side you can argue, well, shit, if it don't be the same shit though. That's the thing. It be whatever suits their agenda that they want to say about me at that point in time. The way I look at it is that all the falling outs that I've had with people over the years as I've gotten older is no different from observing that my dad only has very few friends. My mom has very few friends. My aunt, she has people that kind of like myself where like I go hang out with my golf friends. We do golf shit. I go hang out with the dudes that ride bikes or shit. They do that. I hang out with the baseball people. All they talk about is that. I hang out with people with the different things in my life that I enjoy. But the people that I've had falling outs about that want to tell me shit about my character are the ones that I realize that don't stand for anything. You get what I'm saying? Like the fact that like you play both sides of the fence. And to that, you're Switzerland. And because you're Switzerland, I know and I accept that about you. I don't get mad if you don't fucking agree with me because it's your fucking life. You get what I'm saying?
But it's also, I'm the type of person that will tell you the parts I don't agree with you, and I'm also doing that to the other side.
And what am I going to tell you?
Cool.
You know,
Not every side does that.
Yeah, that's what
but
I'm
it's
saying.
also like,
yo, but
all right.
And those are the ones that I get along. Like even like I can feel like if I get in an argument with you about some shit, I say what I gotta say. You say what you said. There's only three things that's gonna happen. You're gonna agree with me, I agree with you, or we're not gonna agree at all. And with that being said, if we don't agree at all, where the fuck does that leave us next? You know what I mean?
Switch topics.
Yeah, or fucking enjoy our day. Like I said,
Not everybody can do that.
that's
though.
fucking sad, bro. And you know what? Not to like fucking like education shame anyone, but I feel like people that go to college, I have like and like finished and like held a job after consistently. I have way easier time talking to them about shit like this.
I don't know if I'd point to that correlation.
I would. What would you point it to?
I don't know if I can find something, so I'm not gonna die on the hill because I ain't got nothing to replace it with. But I wouldn't.
Or just or just hanging out with people that have shit to lose and can understand being like impartial to things. Like for example, our buddy that, without saying his name, because I don't think he went to college or whatever, but like the guy that we know that works for the news. Did he go to college?
Works for the news.
Or he works with the news or whatever he does.
Oh no, yes, he went to college.
See? You get what I'm saying? I clicked off with him. You threw us in a group chat together. I gravitated him. And then the other one that's tech savvy, right? I don't think he did. He'll tell you that, but he's lived a lot of life. Like he lived somewhere else and like experienced some shit. I keep talking to people. I keep running into people that like don't experience enough shit. Like that's where what I'm saying is you're simple minded. Right? Like I've been telling my kids this all week. The world is a lot bigger than what you think. How long is it going to take us to get here? How long? Pointing out the map to them like, yo, look how they living. You keep talking about this. They got dirt floors. In Puerto Rico, they ain't even got real windows. They just got the steel things that you shut. They running the fans. No AC in Puerto Rico. They didn't have to back in the day. But now because of global warming and shit, they fucked right now. Like shit like that. Like, bro, if you're not going out here and just experiencing life and shit like that and trying to get information and shit, I don't want to talk to you. That goes to people that want to tell you about yourself, but not like she talking about in that clip and don't want to have no self-reflection. I don't want to fuck with you. Like that's just simple. I know that, and I understand that for me and for you, there's sides where there's emotions attached to it, where certain people and stuff like that in your life, you got to have them there. And certain people on my side of my life, we got to have them. I got to have them there. And I accept that. So my whole messaging in this is, y'all motherfuckers need to open your hearts. You need to open up your third eye, get some introspection, and just understand that, let them do bad all by themselves. And whatever we enjoy for the time being, we can enjoy that shit. I don't even bring politics up. I know that more than half the people that I play golf with, they Republicans. I don't think of myself as a Democrat. I don't think of myself as a Republican. I think of both sides have something to offer. I want to vote independent. Doug swears that I'm wrong about this, but I swear to God, when I said that I was independent, they didn't send me the primary shits.
No, they didn't.
That's what I'm trying to fucking tell. He said, you did something wrong. I'm like, bro, no, I didn't, man.
Because I did the same thing in 2016.
Yeah.
And they didn't send it to me, and I was like, that makes sense. Because if I'm independent, they can say, like, you can juke the system if you're independent and be like, oh, well, I'm going to say I'm independent and really go over here, and you can fudge the numbers that way.
But they force you to do that anyway. Because if I'm independent, right, most of the independents on there, I don't necessarily agree with them. I just think that I'm an independent, like, I can swing my votes either way that I want to, but they want to label me so bad.
Yeah.
As something. So I have to vote Democrat. I choose Democratic because I feel like some of the Republican policies are racist in the first place, right? And even though way back in the day, the Republicans are the ones that wanted to free the slaves, and some of these lost ass black people will tell you that shit. I understand that piece, but that doesn't mean I'm about to wear this motherfucking shirt.
Well, while that's a fact, they also lived by a whole bunch of different principles, and it just kind of switched.
Right.
And so it wasn't like, oh, Republicans freed the slaves. It wasn't that simple.
I'm trying to tell you, these simple-minded people that want me to really believe what they say, they be using that shit. I know black Trump supporters.
Because a lot of people they're like, oh, I found an actual fact that helps my argument.
Right.
There's no context built around it of the whys.
Not at all.
And it's like, well, annoying. Technically you're right.
That shit is fucking annoying. In my hand class, man. Fucking A. I didn't know we was going to die on that hill. Wow. Read them and Wheat. I have 2 kids who are hold up real quick. All right. I have 2 kids who are 2 and 4 years old. And one thing I try to reinforce with them is that if mom or dad says no, if they go to the other parent, the answer they will get is no. Which means if they ask my wife and she says no, regardless of how I feel on the matter, I'm going to back her up. And I expect my wife to do the same. Well, this morning we're getting ready to leave, and the 4-year-old asked my wife if she could get out a game and always get out a game that always makes a mess. So my wife said no immediately. She turned and asked me the same question. I said no. Your mom already told you no, which upset my wife, and I don't quite understand why. And now what I think is that his wife, thought that he was outing her by the wording that he used by saying, hey, your mom said no, which is actually what happened.
That's reasonable.
Right?
I understand what she means, if that's what it is.
I understand what she means, but if I don't agree with you, but if you said something, that's a certain respect level that I'm giving you. Like, yo, your mom told you no, so no. I might have told you yes, but because she told you no, she might have had a very good reason as to why you shouldn't have done something.
I understand that too. But...
oh, yeah, here we go. I'm ready. I like this. I'm glad you chose that side.
I understand. No, I understand both. I could argue both sides. The fact that you're choosing that side just for the sake of the argument, you're looking at it like, hey, your mom's an authority figure. Respect her decision to say, no, don't come to me. I get that part. But what she's saying is, okay, what we are reinforcing to the children is the way you come off is, oh shit, if your mom wasn't here, I would say yes, because I'm the fun one. Mom is the villain. Listen to the villain. So mommy's always the bad guy because she says no. Hey, your mom said no. Doesn't mean dad said no. Because, hey, if mom wasn't here, dad might say yes. That's what the kid could possibly be thinking. And a lot of times might be thinking. So you're just kind of pawning it off on like, ooh, you don't like that answer? Remember, mom said it. I didn't say it.
I don't necessarily agree with that because on the flip side is what I hate is, oh, I'm gonna tell your dad. Don't use me like that. Earlier on, right before my wife opened up her daycare, right, her mom used to say it. My mom was saying it a few times, and she would say, "Oh, I'm gonna tell babe," when that's what they call me. I'm gonna call that, but I'm gonna tell babe, when you get home. I'm like, no, fuck no. You're not about to use me. Whatever the hell that you wanted to say, like in that moment, I'm gonna support you, but don't use me as a scare tactic, right? So if I say, hey, your mom told you no, that's a unified front. That's why I don't understand what she's saying. No, I know you get that, but I don't agree with what you're saying and playing both sides of the fence on the other side. Because it's like if it's me personally, not her, if it's me personally, if I've shown to be unified with you on these fronts, don't use me in turn to be the villain because you can't get to that level.
I know, but specifically for this one, not the using, because what she was doing to you is like a real old school way of thinking. Be scared of dad because he's a disciplinarian. But when you're trying to show unification, I get what you mean. Hey, I'm agreeing with you. Listen to your mom. She said no. I'm standing behind her. That's what you're saying. But if you want to convey that more to the children, you can also own those words yourself.
By
just saying no. You don't have to say because mom said it. They'll know you're unified because you both gave the same answer. But if you keep putting it, because your mom said no, then they're thinking, so if she wasn't here, you would say yes. I like you more. Now that sounds kind of dramatic, but that does happen.
I don't think so. If you stay firm in it, I think that they would understand it. They call that, when I used to work in group homes, they used to call that splitting staff, right? Mr. Carl said, yeah, when you told me no or whatever, so I'm about to go do it. Right? They'll use that against you, right? And that feeds into your point of what you're saying, like, oh, I'm the fun dad, or I'm the fun parent, or whatever that case may be. But if someone else said no, and they come over to me and they say, oh, well, he said yeah, but then I find out you said no. Oh, and then no, you can't do that if they already told you no. That's the same situation, which means that I'm showing support and being unified, where you can't just go answer shopping for a yes. You get what I'm saying?
I know, but the thing is, in that case, there's a second move. Now they're on to the manipulation, right? Because they lied to you. In the first instance, everybody was in the same room and everybody heard the first answer. So I already know. So you can't tell me, oh, she said yes, because I heard her say no. So you can be like, no. You're still showing the unification with your wife. You're just you're not using those words to put it all on her.
Yeah, I don't know, because I even asked them, like, when they do it, because I mean they do it in our house too, right? And they'll be like, oh, they'll come and ask me. They'll wait a little bit of time, and then they'll ask me, well, what'd your mom say? Because that just, like I said, it shows like a unified alliance there. What did your mom say? Oh, she told you no, then that's her answer. Then you know what I mean?
But so I'm saying, but that also is kind of an outdated way of thinking. Because remember, the kids aren't dumb.
Yeah, but kids always ask you why, and if I don't have a why for you, then because if your mom said so, bro, then that's what your mom wants. You know what I mean? That's cool.
I get that part, but what I'm saying is, if you take the extra step to find out what she said, because you can't trust what they gonna say, and then just agree with it there. Now, if they say why, and then you say, what did your mom say? Because mom might have given a why. Then you can agree with that. Like, yeah, that's why.
Flip it. How about mom tells them yes to something that you feel strongly no about?
Well, if you're truly in unification, I don't like to undermine people in front of kids.
Let me be real with you, okay? I want to be completely honest. We are both men, right?
I get it.
We are both men that we say no, and mom eventually does the yes.
Yeah.
Right? We both live in that space. Because I'll say some shit or whatever, and I'll come home, and this is where I get where old girl was, because that kind of connects to what old girl was saying, because part of me being a mature adult man in our society is understanding that mom has all the say so anyway.
I know, but I'm saying, like, that is conditioning, generational. So you can choose to break that. Like, I understand there might be certain nuances of it where it's like, okay, that's not the end of the world. I technically still am showing unification, whatever. But there is little things that'll creep in, or you might not, it's not intentional. You might not see it, but if it's plausible, let me do everything to try to just eliminate that factor. Kids aren't stupid. They are manipulative. I'm going to try to get what I can. Oh, one parent said no. Let me just try to isolate him, give him a couple extra hugs. I love you. Hey, can I get that bag of chips? Maybe they won't ask me what mom said.
Oh, you really be watching. Because I'll be saying the same. I'll be making the same observations. You're right.
But it's like, you know.
Extra, I love using the hugs.
Like, all right, man.
You're the best.
I know. But yeah, naturally, I get it. Because naturally, I'll be like, hey, your mom said no. Like, I get that. But in hindsight.
Have you gotten that?
Well, your dad said no?
No. Like, oh, don't just put it on me.
Yes. And maybe that's why I think about it more.
Yeah, I can see. This is one of those things where, like, we don't align. And, like, I'm firm and, like, yo. But it's cool.
But how I operate, if I don't agree with you, I'm not going to do that to you in front of them. I'm going to tell you later behind closed doors, and whatever happened just now, I'm going to have to eat that.
Now, I'm not going to do that either. I don't want you to think I'm that wild. Like, I'll tell you, I don't even argue. I try not to argue in front of the kids. Like, we had a little rift on the last day, right? But I waited. 15 hours. Soon as we got into our own rooms.
You know this ain't done, right?
Yeah. And then tried to blow it off. Oh, come here, give me a hug. Nah, hold up. Don't undermine what Dad was doing. Hey, hold up, because you tripping.
Yeah. That it really. I hate when it's done to me.
But you always have, as a man, we always have to take the high road on that shit.
I know, but the thing is, we have to showcase, because you kind of see it. If that happens in the long run, if there isn't unification, or even if they're like, you're not going to agree on everything, but if you put it out there in front of them, they're going to see that. And this is all art of war. The kids are looking at this. Hey, look, we got them exactly where we want them.
Yeah.
We know they don't agree on this, but look, what's the observation? It seems to be whatever she says goes. So how are we going to use that? So now when it's just Dad.
He going. He at work. He doing whatever.
Now when it's just Dad. Hey.
He went shopping.
Hey, go over here. Clean this up. Fuck, I got to listen to you for. You ain't Mom. It's like, damn.
That happens.
But that's kind of where it starts. The undermining in front of them. Because, I thought you were an authority figure, but we listen to her. You seem to listen to her. You're on our level. So that means we don't got to listen to you. That's how it comes across.
Hey, do you feel like you were cheated out of that process because like your dad lived on the East Coast and shit? Because I feel like
cheated out of trying to manipulate two different parents?
Yeah, because you've only had to go off of what one person. That's why when people be like, somebody wrote that in the Instagram post where it's like, oh, I'm seeing like the guys that were like, didn't have their dad in their life be more successful, and they over there telling me that like having both my parents was all that great. But it's like, bro, like you had to manipulate one, but you but for you, you had to go through that one person. Is like when that one person said no, that was like fucking the end all be all.
Right. So it was mostly like, why? I don't even ask questions.
Yeah.
I don't even ask for shit. I know what the answer is.
Right.
And it's like, damn, y'all really just be and maybe that's why I have trouble. Like, damn, y'all are y'all bold? On one hand, I appreciate like closed mouths don't get fed. If you just quiet and shy, you don't speak up, you never know what the answer might be.
Right.
But as the parent who has to field all the questions, I'm like, God damn, this is annoying. But yeah, I'm pretty sure usually I look at my childhood as if I was doing it or it was my situation, it probably wasn't correct and or all the way healthy. So me, I didn't ask for a lot of, I don't remember, like, it's kind of crazy to think like, oh, of course I'm going to say I wasn't manipulative. But I can't really think of things that I was doing to manipulate the situation because I think I was so like, it was early just pounded in my head that, hey, the answer is always no. So I'm just like, why am I even wasting my breath?
You know, it's funny though, as a parent, I reward my kids for manipulating me really good.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you get your shit off and I'm like, that shit was kind of clever.
Yeah.
I'm going to let something slide.
Because that's how the world works.
Yeah.
Like we all manipulate something in some fashion. You got to. And if you're good at that, I'm like, yo, that's a survival tactic that you're going to need. We say manipulation,
but it's also sales.
Or will.
Salesmen.
Yeah, you're willing something to happen. Yeah, exactly.
Salesmen, people who are in sales are the most successful people in the world.
Outside of doctors and shit like that.
No, salesmen are way more successful than doctors.
I'm okay with that. Like, long as you like thought hard about some shit and it's not like some lazy ass effort. But you could tell me, just like women, like I told you, bro manipulated me when he was like, I know, I got to fix my attitude. I was like, oh, you're telling me to shut the fuck up?
You told it in the way I wanted to hear.
Yeah, you, all right, cool. That's insightful. I
be seeing those, like those pages where they post like kids' homework and their answers.
Yeah.
And they be like, yo, look at his answer. But you're looking at it like, well, he's not wrong. It's just funny.
Yeah, that shit funny
I'm the type of teacher to be like, hey, move them on. They going to third grade.
There we go. Let them have it.
They got all the answers wrong, but you have to think on a deeper level to answer the way they did. And so I can appreciate that.
Yeah. I'll take that all day. All day. No, I mean, we'll agree to disagree on this one. Yeah. We'll leave it. I got my shit off. We'll I haven't got a you're wrong message in a while. So, yeah. Not saying that I've been right. I'm just saying that, like, I'll leave it to them.
Well, I also said you wasn't all the way wrong. I was arguing the other side.
Yeah, what we're talking about is personality shit. So, go ahead, 3 cheers me. But I do got some fire ass shit you wasn't outside for next time. I told you, all you gotta go do is win. I found a fucking mecca of like shit that you wasn't outside for. 170 episodes in. We could still now indulge in the 90s and early 2000s again. About shit that I didn't have. Remember Space Ghost Coast to Coast? Yeah, man.
See, that was a talk show. I remember Space Ghost the show before he had the talk show.
Yeah.
He had an actual show.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
I gotta go look it up and see that.
I never watched the talk show because I'm like, oh, why he ain't doing Space Ghost shit no more? And then it turned out like, oh, this is Space Ghost shit now.
Yeah, we back to it. Yeah. Candyland, Tamagotchi, Kids Cuisine. Yeah, baby.
Oh, you must have found a lot of you just throwing them out there, but
No,
we're
no,
not doing
we're
an
not gonna
official.
do it.
We're not doing an official.
We're not gonna do it official. Yeah. I got some. I'm gonna find more, but it's all good. Let's get out of here. 3 cheers. Like I said, rest in peace, Bill Walton, man. Once a Scotty, always a Scotty. Left from Helix High School, went to UCLA. From there, went on to play. Where did he play at? He played for the Clippers for a little bit. Portland, Hall of Fame legend, Luke Walton. I haven't seen many photos of him and Luke, man. I wonder if they was on bad terms or something.
They wasn't.
Yeah.
He had a recent 30 for 30 called The Luckiest Man in the World.
Yeah.
It's a 4-parter. Yeah, it's
solid.
pretty good. Yeah.
I have to check that out. Luke had a solid career. You forget about he had a solid career for what he did. He played on. He
had a successful career
Wait
for
a minute.
what he did.
Wait a minute. Look, let me give you perspective.
I fuck with Luke. I'm just saying.
Is bro getting he's getting a retirement pay when he's of age?
Was he in the league that long?
I think he was long enough to get that. That's a successful career. My
crack
homie
10
played,
years?
and
I
you
don't know
know
if
he was a
cracked
journeyman, but he made it 6 years. He get his retirement, and in my mind, you're successful. So
I don't know if the NBA is 6. That might be 10.
we have to look that.
He
up.
definitely made it 6. I don't know if he made it 10.
If it's 10, that's crazy. They don't want nobody to retire then. That's fucking nuts. So, all right. Anything for you 3 cheers wise?
I mean, yeah, that shit just happened. Bill Walton, all that. If you don't, go check out that 30 for 30 if you haven't. He was a very peaceful dude. And, a lot of injuries, so he didn't have the career everybody thought he would. But, always got to support the San Diego Legends.
Absolutely.
And he was an ill person.
Yeah.
Like outside of basketball.
Bro was in there in the Caribbean playing the drums and shit. I was like, all right, that's the white man you want to be. I'm just trying to tell
He
you.
does have there's a lot of tendencies. Like, yeah, I rock with him. Like I'm not going all the way earthy on some of that
he's cool,
shit.
garage dad with a refrigerator, throw you a Miller Lite and talk about life.
Yeah, like I'm not going to give up. Like I'll glamp. He wants to camp. I'll glamp with you. I'll be outside. I love all that shit. I'll bike with you all day. But like, I'm gonna need some sort of. I don't really want to start a fire and have to go catch my dinner and shit. Like,
yeah,
I'll back up. You know what I mean? Like, I enjoy visiting Portland. I ain't trying to live there.
Yeah.
And that seemed to be like his bag.
I ain't mad at you. So, all right, we out. I'll see y'all next week. You see, we had a plan. We always.